Hey guys, what's going on? Kel back here, once again, representing the 40k YouTube channel, bringing you another Warhammer 40,000 related video. Today, it's something a little bit special, because today on the Warhammer community page, we get to have a little preview. It's called Indomitus Face Off. And basically what it is some of the models out of the new Indomitus box set going toe-to-toe with each other, Necrons versus Space Marines, and we're going to compare the stats. Can't wait for this. This is going to be really exciting. But before that, very quickly, thank you everyone who's subscribed to the channel over the past month. Still not quite 100 subs, but we're getting there. Hopefully this video pulls people in and pushes us over that threshold, so can't wait for that. Big thank you to everyone who's liked the videos and commented. Hopefully this video gets lots of comments, guys, so please watch all the way at the end for me and Carl, and please leave some comments on this one. Can't wait to read it. But yeah, saying that, if you're new to 40k, we post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day, just like this. Things like news, reviews, hints, tips, painting videos, and battle reports. So if you're into everything 40k, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and do all that jazzy stuff. We would greatly appreciate it. And just before we go into it, we do have a new sub to the channel called, and I hope I pronounce this right because some of you guys pick some really strange names out there in the YouTube world. It's R Beavs, B-E-A-V-S. Hope I pronounced that right, mate. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. If you would like a shout out, like everyone else has had, all you got to do is sub. All you got to do is sub, and once we see your name, you get a shout out. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at these models and see what their stats are like. So, witness 5 rounds of new edition combat with the units from Indomitus. This is how it's going to work. We'll take a look at the stats, size them up, and we'll get a chance to pick your favourites before the dice start rolling. Okay, cool. I haven't looked at this yet. I've managed to quell me excitement. I got a couple of messages from some of the lads saying that this article was up and to do a video on it, so this is what it is. Okay, so we're starting with maybe the first round is the Primaris Captain versus the new Necron Lord. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got. Oh, there's a video as well, which is working. Is this video working? Nope. Never mind. I can say it's weird because normally the videos don't work on my phone, but never mind. Okay, so first up is a squad fight. Alright, so squad first. A matchup between the infantry on both sides of the Indomitus box set. Both units are made up of formidable killers with very different skill sets. Let's see what happens when the brutal close combat hitting power of the assault intercessors crashes against the deadly weaponry of a large unit of implacable Necron warriors. So we've got the assault squad first, 5 power. We've got 1 sergeant and 4 and 9 assault intercessors. Movement is 6, weapons and ballistic skills 3+. The sergeant and the non-marines have toughness of 4, strength of 4, 2 wounds each. The sergeant gets an extra attack at 3, extra leadership at 8, and they both save on a 3+. Okay, so nothing too new there. If the unit contains 6 or more models, its power rating is increased to 10. So, okay. Every model is equipped with a heavy bolt pistol, a starter's chainsword, frag grenades, crag grenades. So a heavy bolt pistol has 18-inch range. It is a pistol 1, strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage. Okay. The most useful thing that a lot of people forget about pistols is close combat. You can shoot pistols at the moment in 8th edition into close combat. I mean, you will be able to do in 9th, but at the minute, while people are still doing 8th edition battle reports, that's a lot of things that people forget. A plasma pistol, which I think can go on the sergeant, is 12-inch range, pistol 1. It is strength 7 or 8, depending if you want to overcharge it or not, AP -3, and 1 or 2 damage depending on which stat you use. And remember, if a unmodified hit roll of 1 is rolled for a plasma weapon, any sort of plasma weapon, the bearer is destroyed after shooting with this weapon. The Astartes Chainsword is a melee weapon, strength user, so strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage. But when the bearer fights and you can make 1 additional attack with the weapon. So basically the non-marines will be getting 3 and the sergeant gets 4. Okay, nothing different there. Frag and crag grenades, 6-inch range. The frag grenade has the blast roll, as we can see there. Nothing too different going on there. Let's have a look at some of the rules. So your Assault Intercessor Sergeant can be equipped with a plasma pistol instead of his normal pistol. They have the Angels of Death rule. Combat squads, if the unit contains 10 models during deployment, before any units have been set up, it can be divided into 2 teams. Okay, two units of 5. Okay, let's have a look at the Necrons. What can the Necrons offer? 10 to 20 Necron warriors, 5-inch movement, weapon skill ballistic skill is 3, strength and toughness is 4, 1 wound each, 1 attack each, leadership 10, saves on to 4+. If the unit contains 11 or more models, the power rating is increased to 10. Okay. Now here's some of the new weapon, I think. The Gauze Flare has 24-inch range, rapid fire 1, strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage. Or the Gauze Reaper, which I would be tempted to take over the Flare, just for the extra strength and the extra minus the AP, is 14-inch range, rapid fire 1, so you get 2 shots within 7 inches. Strength 5, AP -2, 1 damage. Okay, what are your thoughts, guys, on that new weapon? I'd be tempted to take it over the Flare every day, any day of the week. So any model equipped with 1 Gauze Reaper instead of a model, yeah, so you can switch weapons. So you can either pick a Gauze Flare or a Gauze Reaper. They have the reanimation protocols, the number of the Legion, reroll reanimation protocols of 1 for models in this unit. Okay, cool. Now, let's have a look. If Chainswords versus Gauze Flares, find out who emerges victorious over on Twitch. We haven't got Twitch, obviously. I would probably think, in a 1-to-1 sort of scenario, I'd probably think the Necrons come out on top on that one. And so we've got Outriders versus Necron Scarabs. Our next bout is a classic mismatch of size versus numbers. Outriders combine the formidable skill and resilience of Primera Space Marines with the speed and versatility of combat bikes, offering a massive threat range and the ability to hit their foe when they're weakest. So the Outrider squad is 6 power. You have 1 Sergeant, 2 Outriders, 14-inch movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3, strength 4, toughness 5, so they got a bit extra toughness, that's good to see. 4 wounds, that's getting very, very, very good. Outrider gets 2 attacks, Sergeant gets 3, Outrider's leadership is 7, Sergeant 8, both save on a 3. So every model is equipped with a heavy bolt pistol, twin bolt rifle, a Starty's chainsword, frag and crack grenades. Okay. The heavy bolt pistol we've discussed further up. The twin bolt rifle has 30-inch range, rapid fire 2, so that's 4 shots each at 15 inches. That's strong. Strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage. The chainsword we've discussed above, the grenades we've discussed above. What special rules have they got? Devastating charge. If this unit makes a charge move, add 2 to the attacks characteristics of models in the unit until the end of the turn. Okay, so you're getting like 3 attacks. You're getting 2 with a charge. Are you getting 4 actually? Because of Shock Assault. I wonder if Shock Assault still applies. Because then you'll be getting 1 from the sword, 2 from the charge, 1 from Shock Assault, which would give them 6 attacks. The Sergeant will get 7. Ooh, strength 4. That's a lot of attacks going in. That seems tasty. They're going to be cutting things to bits. I'll be really interested to know if Shock Assault still applies, because that's a lot of attacks. And Turbo Boost. When this unit advances at 6 inches to the move characteristics of the model until the end of the movement phase, instead of making advance rolls. So you're going to be moving 20 inches up the board. These are really powerful, really powerful. I can see a lot of these going to be set to compete in some battle reports come 9th edition. So against the roaring bikes of the Outriders, a lone scarab isn't much of a threat. In numbers though, the peril magnifies. As a swarm of living metal and sharp edges, they flood the battlefield with chittering legs and eerie green flashes of energy, dismantling all who stand in their way. So the Scarabs. 2 power for 3 to 6 Scarab Swarm. 10-inch movement. Weapon skill is 4+. Strength 3, toughness 3, 4 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 10, 6 up save. If the unit contains 4 or more models, the power rating is increased to 4. Okay, so you can have 6 of them for 4 power. Okay. We've got Feeder Mandibles. It's a melee weapon. It is strength 3, AP is 0, 1 damage. When resolve an attack made with this weapon, an unmodified hit roll of 6 automatically scores a hit, successfully wounds a target, does not make a wound. Alright, okay. So basically, hitting on 6s, you don't need to make a wound roll. The infiltrators have their special special rifles where if you roll a 6 to hit, then they don't need a wound roll. But that's cool. I like that. 4 attacks each. 24 attacks going in. Very cool. There's going to be a lot of 6s get rolled there. This bout is all about beetles and bikes. Who will take home the glory? I would think the bikes. I think the Space Marines have got the upper hand there. Just with the amount of shots and the extra toughness and stuff, I don't think the Scarabs have a contest there. Here we have Blade Guard Veterans and Blade Guard Ancient versus the Scorpec Destroyers, and it's got with a Plasmacite. Plasmacite, yes. The Ancients versus really Ancients are squaring up for our third bout. For the Space Marines, we have fighters from the First Company armed with the finest weapons and armour a chapter can provide. The Blade Guard Veterans are warriors with few peers anywhere in the galaxy. So let's have a look at the Blade Guard Veteran squad. Looks like a 3-man squad, 5 power. Move 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3, strength and toughness is 4, 3 wounds each. The sergeant gets an extra attack, leadership, and they both save on a 3+. Okay, interesting, for 5 power. Every model is equipped with a heavy bolt pistol, mastercrafted power sword, frag grenades, crack grenades, and a storm shield. Okay. Now, the best thing about this is, finally, the power sword, instead of being strength user, has strength +1. It's been strength user for ages, and that has really irritated me. How a power sword is the strength of the user. Of course it is. It didn't make sense. But as long as we have the power sword now for 9th edition, well done GW. Getting the +1, so it's be strength 5, AP -3, 2 damage. A lot more sense. Well done. Frag and crack grenades we've covered. Storm shield. So the bearer has a 4+ invulnerable save. Improves the bearer's save characteristic by 1. So where before storm shields were 3 up invulnerables, now they're 4, but they do incur that extra save characteristic of 1. So your normal save is actually a 2, not a 3. That's cool. I like that. A little bit of a change to the rule, but I still enjoy that. Got the faction keywords there. Angels of Death. And let's have a look against the Scorpec Destroyers. Like their towering lords are metal horrors driven by a mystical hatred of the living, surging forward on their powerful limbed bodies and equipped with heavy bladed weapons. They live, in brackets, only to rend and dismember their foes. So for 6 power, we have a Destroyer and a Plasmacite. The Destroyer moves 8 inches, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3+, strength and toughness is 5, 3 wounds each, 3 attacks, leadership 10, saves on a 3. The Plasmacite is a little bit weaker, shall we say. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 4+, strength is 4, toughness 5, 1 wound each, 1 attack, and leadership 10, saves on the 4. Okay. If this unit contains Plasmacite model, its power rating is increased to 7. One Scorpec Destroyer in this unit is equipped with Hyperphase Reap Blade. Every other Scorpec Destroyer in this unit is equipped with Hyperphase Threshers. Plasmacite is equipped with monomolecular proboscis. Yeah, God. GW knows how to give me the bloody hard time of reading all this out. I'm never going to pronounce all this right. Anyway, so let's go back over it again. One Destroyer is equipped with the Reap Blade. So the Reap Blade is a melee weapon, obviously. Strength is +2, which gives it +7. Sorry, not +7. It puts it to 7. AP -4, flat 3 damage. So that's 3 attacks going in a strength 7. That's tasty. Hitting on 3s, probably wounded on 3s. AP -4. That's going to like burn through armor. That's cool. The Threshers are strength user, so it's strength 5. AP -3, 2 damage. When the bearer fights, it makes one additional attack with the weapon. Okay, so it puts it up to 4 attacks, strength 5. That's cool. So going up against normal Marines, hitting on 3s, wounded on 3s again. And the monomolecular proboscis is a melee weapon. It is strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage. Okay, I like those. Those close combat weapons, the size and stuff like that, they're powerful. I like those. Who would win against the destroyers, though, versus the other ones? This is hard to come up with. They have reanimation protocols, infused madness. At the start of the fight phase, if the unit contains plasmacyte model, it can inject tainted energy. If it does, roll a d6. On a 1, one Scorpic Destroyer model in the unit is destroyed. Until the end of the phase, add 1 to the strength and attacks characteristic of the Destroyer models. Ooh, okay, in the unit. You can re-roll hit rolls of 1 made by attacks with this unit. That's powerful. I'm trying to think who would win in a fight here. I really am. That's close, that. So with the Plasmacide and Blade Guard Ancient in their respective corners, both units are ready to fight even harder. Let's have a look at the Ancient. Ancient move 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3+, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, saves on a 3. There's models equipped with heavy bow pistol, frag grenades, crag grenades. We've already covered those. We'll go straight into the rules. We have the Astartes Banner Aura. Add 1 to the leadership characteristic of models in friendly chapter units whilst they're within its 6-inch of the model. In addition, roll 1d6 each time a model from the unit. Each time a model in such a unit is destroyed by an attack made by an enemy model. On a 4+, do not remove the destroyed model from the battlefield. It can, after the attacking model's unit has finished its attack, either shoot with one of its ranged weapons, as with a shooting phase, or make 1 additional attack, as it were, with a melee weapon, as it were fighting in the fight phase. After resolving these attacks, the destroyed model is then removed. Okay, same as before. That's cool. Same as 8th edition. Deeds of Heroism. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Blade Guard models in their unit within 6 inches. So they're going to be hitting on 2s. It depends what they're going up against. That's a hard one to judge, guys, for me. What are your thoughts? Out of the Destroyers and the Blade Guard Ancients and stuff, who would win? Because I can't pick one there. In a Xenos or Imperial Victory in store, get your eyeballs over to Twitch to see if you find out. I couldn't pick one. I couldn't pick one there. Let us know, guys. I'd be tempted to say the Blade Guard, just because they have an invulnerable save. Just because. Here we have next the Primaris Captain versus the new Necron Overlord. The fights are heating up. In our penultimate bout, we have the new Captain in the blue corner and the command of the Space Marines in the Indomitus box set. This close combat heavyweight boasts premium abilities in both offense and defense. He's also got the stats to back the kit he carries. So the Primaris Captain, move 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill is a 2+, strength 4, toughness 4, 6 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, saves under 3. This model is equipped with a heavy bow pistol, mastercrafted power sword, frag crag grenades, and a relic shield. Nothing we haven't already covered there. We've covered the swords and the bolt pistols. Glad to say the swords again are +1, so that's strength 5, AP -3, 2 damage. That's cool. Let's have a look at the relic shield though. Each time the bearer suffers a mortal wound, roll 1d6. On a 4+, that mortal wound is ignored. Improve the bearer's save characteristics by 1. So he's normally saving on a 2. He can now shrug off mortal wounds on a 4+. That's cool. I'm guessing he has an Iron Halo somewhere. Oh yes, further down, Iron Halo. So he has an invulnerable save. Rites of Battle, reroll hit rolls of 1. Yeah, that's the same as 8th edition. So with a Captain, you can reroll hit rolls of 1. With things like Lieutenants, you can reroll the wound rolls of 1. That's cool. That is a powerful HQ model. Saving on a 2, 4 up invulnerable save. That's powerful. Let's have a look at the other HQ option. In the glowing green corner is the Reaper of Souls, the undying sovereign of slaughter, the Necron Overlord, with a hyperphase glaive that cuts through armor like a hyperphase sword, only glaive, and wrapped in living metal body that can take a licking and keep on ticking. He's 800 pounds of immortal fury. So the Overlord, 5 power, 5-inch movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill is a 2, strength, toughness, wounds are all 5. It has 3 attacks, so it has less attacks than the Primaris Captain. Leadership 10, saves on the 3. This model is equipped with a Titian Arrow, hyperphase glaive. The Titian Arrow has 120-inch range, assault 1, strength 12. Oh my word. AP -5, D6 damage. The bearer can only shoot this with his weapon once per battle. I was going to say, that's powerful. Good lord. So, if you want to chuck the arrow at something that doesn't have an invulnerable save and deal D6 damage pretty much effortlessly, that's the way to go. Things like tanks, rhinos maybe, dreadnoughts, warsuits, normal marines, I don't really know. That's excessive. The hyperphase glaive is range, type is melee, strength is +2, which would make it a 7, AP -3, D3 damage each. It has a phase shifter. This model has an invulnerable save of 4. My will be done. In your command phase, you can select one friendly dynasty unit within 9 inches of the model. Until the start of the next command phase, each time the model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. A unit can only be selected with this ability once per phase, so same as before. Relentless March Aura. When a dynasty unit within 6 inches of the model is selected to make a normal move or an advance, add 1 to the distance it can move. Which I'm thinking applies to itself, so this thing actually moves 6 inches. That's powerful. Okay, who would win in a contest there? I think the Primaris Captain would win, purely because he has more wounds. He has a little bit more life in him. So, will the Venerator hit the Space Marines prevail? I think yes. Or be laid low by the logic and precision of the infernal murder machine. And now it's time for the main event of the afternoon. The Judicaire versus the Scorpec Lord. Ooh, let's have a look at this. In this round, the Space Marines put forward the all-new Bringer of Vengeance, the Judicaire. Despite adhering to a vow of silence, a Judicaire's stats and war gear send a loud and clear message. You're not immortal anymore, Tin Boy. So let's have a look at this. Judicaire, power level 4, moves 6 inches, weapon skill is 2+, ballistic skill is a 3, strength and toughness a 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, saves on a 3. And the model is equipped with an Absolver bolt pistol, Executioner relic blade, frag grenades. The Absolver bolt pistol is a slightly better bolt pistol as its strength 5, 18-inch range, pistol 1, does 2 damage. The Executioner relic blade is range melee, type melee, strength is +3, so it's strength 7, AP -3, 2 damage. Each unmodified wound roll of a 6 inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any other. Oh, that's naughty. So 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, probably wounding on 3s. Oh, that's tasty. And if you put them next to the captain and such, so you can get those tasty rerolls, even better. We have the Blade Parry. This model has a 4+ invulnerable save against melee weapons. That's cool. That's a cool rule. So he can use his big sword to hit other swords and other melee weapons out the way. I like that. That's a cool addition. And we've got the Tepra Mortis. At the start of each fight phase, select one enemy unit within 6 inches of the model. That unit cannot fight until all other eligible units have done so. Ooh, so you can't even... what's the word I'm looking for? Not heroically intervene. You can't interrupt combat because that unit is chosen to fight last after everything. So if you've got 3 of your units around someone else's HQ, you can batter it to death and it can't fight back. That's a cool little rule. In a rare turn of events, The Space Marine is the underdog in the fight phase. Behold the multi-limbed behemoth that is a Scorpec Lord. This towering new Necron is a nightmare given form, with skittering legs, whirling blades, and a massive gun to boot. Okay, so a power of 7. The Lord moves 8 inches. Weapon skill, ballistic skill is a 2. It's strength 6, toughness 6, 6 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 10, saves on a 3. Wow. This model is equipped with Enmatic, Annihilator, Flesh and Claw, Hyperphase Harvester. So we'll have a quick look at the Annihilator first. Okay, so the Annihilator. 18-inch range, assault 2d3, strength 6, AP -1, 1 damage, and it's a blast weapon. Okay, a lot of potential shots going out there. I like that. So it's going to be minimum of 2 shots at strength 6. So it's going to be hitting on 3s. Sorry, hitting on 2s, wounded on 3s. Interesting. We've got the Flensing Core. It's a melee weapon. It's strength 6, AP -1, 1 damage, and you can make 2 hit rolls instead of 1 each attack made with this weapon. So that's potentially 8 attacks. If you were just to use the claw, because you've got 4 attacks, you double it to 8. Ooh, that's tasty. And the Hyperphase Harvester is strength +2, which is strength 8. Strength 8. Oh, AP -4, flat 3 damage. When resolve an attack with this weapon, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So you're going to be hitting on 3s, probably wounded on 2s. And AP -4 is going to burn through things. Oh, I don't know which one's stronger here either. We have United in Destruction. Reroll wound rolls of 1 for attacks made by models in friendly Dynasty Destroyer cult units whilst within 6 inches of this model. That's cool. So he's going to be re-rolling his own wound rolls and everyone else's. Okay. It's got an invulnerable save, and you can re-roll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made by this weapon. Oh, sorry, by this model. So, I think the Judicaire has been beaten here. Especially with the amount of attacks and wounds this thing puts out. It has 6 wounds. Yeah, this has got the points for me all day long. Both of these characters are able to dish out tremendous amounts of pain up close. Will the Scorpec Lord Emetic Annihilator make the difference? Ring the bell. Now you know the lineup. Watch the show on Twitch to see if you pick the winners for each round. We've got just one more week to go before the pre-order, the greatest box, the box you've ever seen, the Indomitus box. Be sure to set the reminders for the 11th of July and secure your copy. They're only available while stocks last. But there's some cool stuff in there, guys. Cool stuff. There's a couple of draws. I don't know who would win in some of them. I think the Scorpec Lord beats the Judicaire. I think the Primaris Captain beats the Lord. I think the Ancients maybe beat the Destroyers. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell, guys. But what do you guys think? Let me and Cole know. Has anyone been over and had a look at the video on Twitch and stuff? Leave your comments below, guys, and let us know who would win and who would lose. If you're new to 40k, like I say, we are 40k. We post Warhammer 40,000 content every single day, just like this. This video has been a really different video. I've enjoyed doing this one, guys, so thank you. If you're new to the channel, please like the videos and subscribe if you can to get us over to 100 subs. That would be massively appreciated. Can't wait till we get to 100, to be honest. But that's it. No more to say. Leave your comments, guys. This is Kel, signing out for 40k. As always, stay safe, look after each other, and until next time, we'll see everyone later.